You know, G4 is like Kmart. The only time I ever hear about them is when they're either reopening or going out of business. If you are watching this video, there is a 9 in 10 chance you were just laid off by the modern incarnation of the G4 network. Both on air and behind the scenes, the staff of the ill-advised relaunch have been dropping like Kennedys, or, you know, women who happen to be dating one. Hell, I'm fairly certain even I was laid off, and I don't even fucking work there. They probably would have fired Adam Sessler, but in order to be laid off, you first have to be laid. Look, Helen Keller could have smelled the writing on the wall here. Long before Joe Dirt launched into an unbidden bitch fest about sexism in gaming that would have been wildly cutting edge indeed in a Feminist Frequency episode from, 8 ass fucking years ago. And speaking of the ugly broad from D. Ontverd, no sooner had the news of the sweeping layoffs at her own network emerged than Frosk herself posted the only meme more tone deaf than Tim Pool's singing voice. A lizard with "deal with it" spectacles on, bracketed by text saying, "I survived." Holy fucking fuck! Talk about having your knee on the pulse of the American public. I haven't seen a display this supremely oblivious since Phil Spector hired a camera crew to record him blaming his dinner date for having the audacity to put her face in front of his fucking gun barrel. And like Lana Clarkson, you've had the shot. Time to choke down the chaser.
Sexism in gaming.
2 very boring minutes later.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
そうか。
Several months later. Soon after.
You serious?
1 week later.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no, how terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Relax, I'm sure she'll land on her hooves. Look, if the She-Hulk writing staff can still get work, this broad should be making more money than a Munchies merchant at a Grateful Dead concert before you can say quota higher. Here's hoping she has enough left over to buy some Crest whitening strips for those fucking chompers. Who knew corporate cock left a brown stain? But anyone at all who paid attention wasn't the slightest bit surprised, as the rebirth of G4 was fucking ectopic, with dated production values, an aggressively unfunny lineup, Big Bang Theory geek bona fides, and a worldview so ass-backward only dyslexics could understand it. But really what the deboot of G4 represented in its totality was an utter inability to properly interpret the future of the entertainment industry and the decentralized destiny of the online gaming commentariat. In Shapiro, why in 9 hells would I want to watch the mainstream media trot out a troglodytic horde of principle-devoid dipshits who traded away any semblance of credibility or the pursuit of perfecting their talents for a spot on a network whose business model is a fucking antique? I could watch any old asshole live stream the games he or she later plans to review. Why the front flippin' fuck would I want to watch some mullet-bedecked bitch with a bad neck tattoo in the fashion sense of Boo Radley admit outright someone else wrote her unwatchable fucking material? Which makes the staff of G4 outright inexplicable. Because some of these people, in fact, fucking most, started out on YouTube, then willingly signed on with G4, and it's these people that are the reason I am ranting at present, because some of you simps took these YouTube titwanks seriously at one point in time. There was once an outright cult of personality disorder arrayed around Adam Sessler. Then Gamergate happened, the culture war revolved anew, and by the end of the 2016 election cycle, he'd gone from, "Gosh, gaming is fun," to wishing outright goddamn death on anyone at all who voted Republican, meaning that yes, apparently his hair and talent was a GOP voter. Gerard, the completionist, a man I used to follow and even regularly communicate with, only realizing earlier this year he quietly unfollowed me, presumably to ingratiate himself with his corporate overlords, somehow signed on with a network at least 10 times less successful than his own online platform and destined for death. I don't say this to rub it in, folks. I have no issue with either of these guys. I never had a crossword with either. I say this because not their words, but their actions are an indictment of their judgment, if not their complete lack of integrity. So rather than whistle on past, I want you all to pause, look around you at the smoldering rubble of this fucking network. I mean, really look at it, process that shit in full, And then ask yourself if, even in their so-called glory days, these particular YouTubers ever once possessed a principle. All those videos, they opened and ended with an obsequious utterance of something like, "I love you, beautiful bastards. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe." Recognize that they were lying their asses off even then. And the moment a mainstream opportunity presented itself, they sold out at sublight speeds. This rant wouldn't be worth recording if it were only about me taking a victory lap. I don't give a good goddamn that they were more woke than Jordan Peele's filmography. What matters is the lesson we all take away from this absolute implosion, so we stop elevating feckless fuckbags to undeserved importance and success, providing them in the process with ample opportunities to use our shoulder blades as a scabbard. When people tell you who they are, especially with their actions, believe them. Because if these leering retards couldn't see this reboot was bound for fucking failure, why would you credit their analysis or opinion on any other subject under the yellow sun, especially as it pertains to the gaming industry? It's like having the Mayo Clinic on speed dial, but deciding to get medical advice from a medieval horse doctor instead. But enough about fucking Fauci. We call it the old guard for a fucking reason. Establishment media is the lumbering brachiosaur, haplessly glancing skyward, and we are the giant fucking meteor. The last thing G4 needed was to hasten their late Cretaceous extinction event by hiring a wiry esports slag to usher in their own demise. Frost is living proof it's not the bullet that kills you, it's the hole. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.